Advancements in AI are reshaping industries and the way we think about risk. Here at Pithy Notes, it's all about learning and navigating these changes with curiosity and purpose.
Exactly, Jason. Pithy Notes was created for people like you, those eager to dive into new ideas, explore responsible AI practices, and discover how innovative tools are transforming risk management.
Together, we'll unpack big ideas, share practical tools, and spark meaningful conversations to help make sense of this ever-evolving landscape.
This isn't just about teaching, it's about learning together as we navigate challenges, ask questions, and grow in our understanding of governance, compliance, and risk management.
So, if you're ready to join us on this journey of exploration and learning, hit that follow button, join the conversation, and let's discover what's possible together.
We're so excited to have you here at Pithy Notes. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving into some really cool stuff today.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. A lot of people are talking about it.
Right. All this stuff about AI and machine learning. And it's not just hype.
Definitely not just hype. AI is already woven into our lives.
That's what's so fascinating about it. But before we go too far, maybe we should start with a super simple definition. What is AI?
Well, how about this? Imagine a machine, right, that can learn and solve problems and even make decisions.
So it's like having a computer that can think like a human.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, the goal is to get computers to do stuff that normally takes human intelligence.
Like what kind of stuff?
Oh, tons of things. Like recognizing patterns, understanding language, even driving cars.
Hold on. So you're saying my car could be driving itself soon?
Well, maybe someday. But the AI we have now is mostly what we call narrow AI. It's good at specific tasks, but it can't do everything.
So it's like a specialist, not a jack of all trades. Exactly. Like a chatbot that's awesome at customer service, but can't write a poem.
Ah, got it. So is that different from general AI? That's the one where machines get super smart, right?
That's the one. General AI is like the holy grail. A machine with human-level intelligence. It could learn anything, do anything a human can.
I've also heard about strong AI. That's where the robots take over, right?
Well, some people think so. Strong AI is about machines actually becoming more intelligent than humans. It's kind of sci-fi territory right now.
Okay, that's both exciting and a little scary. But how does any of this even work? Like, what makes a machine intelligent?
Well, there are different approaches. One way is called symbolic representation. It's like building a giant rule book for the machine.
A rule book, so you program it with, every possible scenario.
Yeah, basically. Think of it like a really complex flowchart, but that can get really complicated, especially for real-world problems.
Every possible scenario.
Machine learning, or ML, as everyone calls it. This is where things get really mind-blowing. ML is all about letting machines learn from data.
Data? How does a machine even do that?
Imagine you're teaching a kid to recognize a cat, right? You show them pictures, point out the ears, the tail, the whiskers. After a while, they get it.
Right, they start to see the patterns.
Exactly. Machine learning is similar. You feed an algorithm tons of data, and it figures out the patterns on its own.
So it's like training a computer to think like a human, but using massive amounts of data.
Exactly. And the crazy thing is, ML can find patterns that humans would never even notice.
That's kind of freaky, but also super cool. So where does all this data come from?
Everywhere. From our online activity, our phones, sensors, you name it. We're generating mountains of data every second.
And that's why we hear so much about big data, because it's fueling all this AI stuff.
Yep, big data is the fuel for the AI engine. And with ML, we can finally make sense of all that data. It's already changing how we do everything.
Give me some examples of how AI is changing everything. I'm really curious about healthcare. I've heard AI is doing some amazing things there.
Oh, tons of stuff. Like imagine an AI. That could read X-rays better than a human doctor.
Wow, seriously.
Yeah, it can spot tiny fractures or tumors that a human eye might miss, or it can analyze a patient's medical history and predict their risk of disease.
It's like having a superpower doctor on your side.
Right. And it can personalize treatment plans, making healthcare more effective and affordable.
That's incredible. And it's not just healthcare, right? ML is impacting other fields too.
Absolutely. Think about education. AI can create personalized learning experiences, adapting to each student's needs.
So no more boring one-size-fits-all classrooms.
Exactly. And AI can automate grading, giving teachers more time to actually teach.
And what about things like climate change? Can AI help with that?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're using AI to monitor deforestation, track pollution, and even project extreme weather events.
It's like AI is giving us a fighting chance against some of our biggest problems.
Exactly. But it's not all sunshine and roses, you know. There are some challenges too.
Right, like, what about all those movies where robots take over the world? Is that really a possibility?
Uh-huh. Well, it's not impossible. But the more immediate concerns are things like job displacement. If machines can do our jobs, what happens to us?
That's a good point. And what about bias? Can AI be biased?
Oh, definitely. If the data we feed AI is biased, then the AI will be biased too. That's a big problem we need to solve.
Yeah, we don't want AI to make the world less fair, right?
Exactly. We need to be careful and make sure AI is used for good.
This is all pretty mind-blowing stuff. So where do we go from here? What does the future hold for AI?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. But one thing's for sure, AI is here to stay. It's going to keep changing our lives in ways we can't even imagine.
It's both exciting and a little scary all at the same time.
Totally. But it's up to us to shape the future of AI. We need to talk about it, understand it, and make sure it's used responsibly.
That's a good point. This is a conversation we all need to be having.
Absolutely. The future of AI is in our hands. We need to make sure it's a future we want to live in.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time for a quick break. We'll be back soon to explore even more amazing ways AI is shaping our world.
All right, so we're back and ready to dive into some specific examples. You mentioned AI in healthcare before the break. What kind of things are already happening there?
Oh man, it's crazy what they're doing with AI and medicine these days. Like imagine, you go to the doctor, get an X-ray, but there's this tiny little fracture, so small the doctor almost misses it.
Oh, wow, that's scary.
Right, but an AI, one that's been trained on thousands of X-rays, it can spot that fracture instantly.
It's like having a second pair of eyes, but even better.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just about finding stuff. AI can predict how a patient might recover from surgery, figure out if there might be complications.
Wow. So it's like a crystal ball for medicine.
Kind of, yeah. But even better, it helps doctors decide what to do, how to treat each patient. And I guess that's where all that data comes in, right? AI needs tons of data to learn.
Exactly. They feed all that patient data, medical records, all that stuff into these powerful algorithms.
And the AI just crunches through it all, figures stuff out that humans might miss.
Yep, and that's not even the best part. AI can help develop new drugs, new treatments, by analyzing massive data sets, finding connections that humans might never see.
So it's not just about treating people better, it's about finding cures, right?
Exactly. AI is revolutionizing healthcare. But it's not stopping there. The finance world is going crazy for AI too.
Oh, I bet. I mean, finance is all about data, right? Numbers, trends, all that.
Oh yeah. And AI is perfect for that. It's already changing everything from fraud detection to investing.
Tell me more. How is AI fighting fraud?
Well, think about it. Banks, credit card companies, they process millions of transactions every day.
Yeah, way too much for any human to keep track of.
Right. But an AI can sift through all that data, spot any weird patterns that might mean someone's trying to cheat the system.
So it's like a super-powered detective for financial crime.
Exactly. It's catching fraudsters before they can even do any damage. And that's just one example. You know about robo-advisors, right?
I've heard of them. Aren't those like AI that manage your investments?
That's right. They use algorithms to analyze the markets, figure out the best investments for you based on your risk tolerance and all that.
So it's like having a personally financial advisor, but way cheaper.
Yep. And these robo-advisors are getting smarter all the time. It's pretty amazing.
It sounds like AI is making finance more accessible to everyone.
That's the goal, yeah, to make finance smarter, more efficient, and more democratic. But you know what else is really exciting? What AI is doing for education.
Oh yeah, we touched on that earlier. But tell me more. How is AI changing the way we learn?
Well, imagine a classroom where every student gets a personalized lesson plan.
So like, if I'm good at math but struggle with reading, the AI would know that and adjust my lessons?
Exactly. AI can track how each student is doing, identify their strengths and weaknesses, and then create a learning path that's perfect for them.
So it's like having a personal tutor for every student.
Right. And AI can even automate grading so teachers have more time to spend actually teaching.
That sounds amazing. It's like AI is giving teachers superpowers.
Kinda. It's freeing them up to focus on the human side of teaching, mentoring and guiding students.
I love that. So it's not about replacing teachers, it's about making them even better.
Exactly. And it's not just about kids in school either. AI is making education more accessible for everyone. Online learning platforms, like Coursera or Khan Academy, they're using AI to personalize learning experiences for adults too.
That's incredible. It's like AI is democratizing education, giving everyone the opportunity to learn.
Yeah, it's the beauty of it. And we're just scratching the surface. As AI gets smarter, the possibilities for education are endless. But, we got to be careful too.
We've talked about some of the potential downsides, like what about the risk of AI becoming biased? How do we prevent that?
That's a big one. You see, AI learns from data, right? And if that data is biased, then the AI will be biased too.
So if we feed it data that's full of stereotypes, then it'll just spit out more stereotypes.
Exactly. It's like teaching a kid bad habits. That's why it's so important to make sure the data we use to train AI is diverse, fair, representative of everyone.
We need to teach AI to be inclusive, just like we teach our kids.
Right. And it's not just about the data. We need to build these systems with fairness and transparency in mind. We need to be able to understand how AI is making decisions, make sure it's not discriminating against anyone.
It sounds like a lot of responsibility.
It is, but it's also a huge opportunity. We have the chance to shape AI, make it a force for good in the world.
And I think that's what makes this conversation so important. We need to be talking about these issues, raising awareness.
Absolutely. The more we understand about AI, the better equipped we'll be to guide its development and make sure it's used ethically.
It's like we're all in this together, figuring out how to navigate this new world of AI.
Exactly. It's a journey we're all on together. And it's going to be an exciting one, that's for sure.
Well, I'm definitely feeling a mix of excitement and, a little bit of caution after all this. But it's clear that AI is here to stay. And it's already changing the world in some pretty incredible ways.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a powerful tool, and it's up to us to use it wisely.
Well said. I think that's a perfect place to wrap up our deep dive into AI. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your insights.
It's been a pleasure. And to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep learning. The world of AI is vast and fascinating, and there's so much more to discover.
Wow, we've covered so much ground today. AI, machine learning, the good, the bad, the kind of scary. It's a lot to process.
Yeah, it really is. But that's what makes it so fascinating, right? This stuff is changing everything.
What I find really interesting is it's not just about machines getting smarter, it's about us, humans getting smarter too.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Right.
AI is giving us these incredible tools to understand the world, solve problems we never could before.
Like, we're talking personalized medicine, fighting climate change, even making education more engaging. It's amazing. That's pretty mind-blowing.
It is. It's like AI is amplifying our abilities, helping us reach our full potential. But, and this is a big but, we have to use it responsibly.
Right. We talked about those potential downsides, job losses, bias, all that stuff. We can't just ignore those.
Definitely not. We have to be aware of the risks, have these tough conversations about ethics, about the kind of future we want with AI.
It feels like we're at this crossroads. AI could lead us to amazing things, but it could also make things worse if we're not careful.
Yeah. The choices we make now are really important. We've got to make sure AI benefits everyone, not just a few.
It's a lot of responsibility, but also, like you said, a huge opportunity. If we do this right, AI could help solve some of the world's biggest problems.
Imagine a world without disease, with clean energy, where everyone has a chance to thrive. That's the potential we are talking about.
It's a pretty inspiring vision. And even though there's a lot of work to do, I got to say, I'm feeling optimistic. I think we can make it happen.
Me too. It's going to take a lot of collaboration, a lot of smart people working together. But I believe we can harness the power of AI for good.
Well, on that hopeful note, I want to thank you for joining us today. This has been an incredible conversation, and I'm sure our listeners have learned a ton.
It's been my pleasure. This stuff is so important to talk about. The more we understand AI, the better prepared we'll be for the future.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI.